everyone, I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce.
And we're Better Half Reviews. And today we're doing a top 10 list for you. We're going to be talking about our top 10 most anticipated games that are coming out this year. So some of these may be retail, some of these may be Kickstarter, but they're actually like coming out where you can purchase them.
Here's the first caveat. I purposely stayed away from Kickstarters. So all of mine, if I'm correct, I could have been wrong.
Oh, there's a caveat to the caveat.
Caveat to the caveat. I didn't pick any Kickstarters. I think all of mine are coming to retail this year. So yeah.
Some of mine are Kickstarters, but they will be available in retail. So they should, everything on my list should be available in retail. So
I even stayed away from Kickstarters that are coming to retail, like
he went pure retail.
Again, I might have made some mistakes.
We'll see.
But I tried to stay away from any Kickstarters.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so one of my caveats is there are some games that are coming out this year that I will not have on my list because they've been on previous lists that we've talked about not too long ago.
That's why I stayed away from Kickstarters. Yeah. That's one of the big reasons.
So like for me, Creature Comforts is not going to be on my list because it was in one of my top 20 like prototypes or games that we've play tested. Oros is not in the list because I'm not sure if it actually is coming out to retail, but everybody knows I love that game. And then we have a few games since it's almost March and we haven't done this list yet. A few games have already come out, like Merchants of the Dark Road and Petrichor, and then Now or Never.
Now or Never. So this was one of my caveats. Games that have already come out that we have already,
even if we haven't played them,
are not on my list. So Now or Never, Merchants of the Dark Road. I might have some games that have come out already in 2022, whatever year this is, but we don't have.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fine.
So I put those on my list just because we don't have them yet.
Yep. All right, so you want to kick us off?
So yeah, I'll kick us off. My first game is a game that has been released in Europe and the UK, so there is an English version out there somewhere, but it has not come to the US yet. Okay. Which I was just trying to look up. The designer said there might be some interesting info at the end of February, but it doesn't look like he's updated that yet.
That's like today or tomorrow.
I know.
Okay.
Considering this is the day before the last day of February, I thought there would be something, but there's not. But this is Brazil Imperial. Mm-hmm. So this is a Euro X game. So it's a 4X and Euro combined game where you're like a monarch. You're trying to build your civilization, take over other people, just win the game. It looks really interesting, and I can't wait for it to come to the US whenever that's supposed to be announced soon.
All right. I don't really know much about that game.
I don't either, other than I've looked through some pictures, I read through the description, I thought it looked really cool.
That sounds good.
I haven't watched any videos or anything about it.
All right. My number 10 is an expansion, actually. Well, it's a standalone thing, too. But for a very popular IP umbrella, and that is Silliness. The expansion is Bigger and Badder. And it has Syndrome, Madam Mim, and, Lotso from Toy Story.
Oh, nice.
And so even though we don't get Villainous to the table very often, I'm still interested in it, and I've been wanting to play it more. I'm just excited to see, like, the different villains and what they can do. And I'm just excited anytime they're coming out with more. And I'm like, Madam Mim, yay! Because that was, like, a fan favorite. Because they take votes, and they're like, who do you want? And I'm like, yeah, Madam Mim. But, like, Lotso and Syndrome, just...
Yeah, Lotso, Syndrome, that sounds awesome.
I like it. So I'm excited about it.
Very cool. So, number 9. My number 9 is a game that actually came out last year in a first printing, and it has been unavailable since then. Oh, I guess there's probably people reselling it. But it is getting a second printing that's being shipped out soon, I think. Mm-hmm. And that is Ark Nova.
Oh, okay. People are starting to get it right now, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's shipping out really soon. But it's a second printing, so it is coming to retail again this year. Maybe I'm pushing that definition a little bit.
It's another caveat.
It looks really interesting. You're trying to like build and design a zoo and populate it with animals, and there's some like polyomino laying for building out the zoo, and you score different points based on like the types of animals you're able to get, and then you have like these extra cards that for um, like fundraisers or environmental things, and that can give you extra points. It just looks like a really interesting game.
I have to admit something. I've been hearing people rave about this game. I just cannot get over how it looks. I see the cover, I see the cards, and I'm like, no thanks. Like it's real animals, realistic stuff. It's not like art, it's pictures. And I don't know why, but that just completely turns me off from the game. Even though people are like, it's so great. I'm like, that's nice. I don't even want to pick it up.
I haven't really looked at the cards too much. I've looked more at like the game boards and kind of like snapshots of the game. I have it on BGG up right now.
And other people are like, oh, I love the art. I'm like, this is not art. It's a photograph. But anyway, I don't know.
I'm judging it based on what I'm reading about the gameplay.
About the game, which is what you should judge it on. But I just keep looking at it, and I'm like, mm-mm.
Yeah, the looks, they're okay, but the gameplay sounds really interesting to me. Where you're designing out this park, and what you put things next to has the influences scoring, and then what you populate your animals with or whatever.
I'll be willing to try it. I don't know. That's just me. Okay, my number 9 is a game that is designed by Pete McPherson, the guy who made Tiny Towns, and this is Wormholes. I don't know a ton about the game besides you can go through different wormholes. It's kind of like a pick up and deliver type thing, but the wormhole aspect kind of adds some twist to it. It makes it interesting where you're like, I don't know, but it's spacey. And it's designed by Pete McPherson, so I'm like, okay, I'm interested, and I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting game. We'll see if we have a crossover.
I already can tell by your face.
I know, I can't hide this very well.
Nope.
So, number 8. My number 8 looks to be an older, kind of more complicated, I don't want to say adult, because that has some connotations and it's not really accurate, but just an older version of Stuffed Fables, or maybe like a Mice and Mystics, and that is Familiar Tales.
Okay.
So Familiar Tales has some like deck building aspects of it, but it also has the book with like kind of the scenario or whatever, and then like a big map.
It's probably more akin to what people would know of Forgotten Waters.
Yeah, that's a good one to compare it to. But yeah, it has some deck building, big map, some miniatures and stuff, and I don't know. I find those games kind of interesting. I like the story aspect to them.
It's cooperative?
It is a co-op, I believe.
I think Forgotten Waters is cooperative and like Stuffed Fables and everything. I just couldn't remember. It probably is.
Yeah, cooperative deck building fantasy adventure for 1 to 4 players.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that is my number 8.
All right. My number 8 is a game from Brotherwise Games coming out, and it's Empire's End. So it sounds intriguing because they said that it's a reverse bidding game and some engine building, and so it's like reverse bidding. What is that? And I kind of wonder if that's like the action programming in Rurik, where you're like,
what I was thinking,
putting out your little people saying like, I want to do this, but if someone else like goes in, so I don't know. So it just kind of sounds intriguing. And I like Brotherwise Games, so I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Like, wonder how it's going to shape out. I think that's maybe later part of the year. Yeah.
That had made my short list, and I honestly don't remember what happened to it. It might be an honorable mention that I just forgot to add.
All right.
Anyway, but that did look interesting. So my number 7 is a game that I believe has already come out this year, but we don't have it yet, and that is Vagrant Song. So this is so you're on a train, and it's kind of like a dungeon crawler where you're going around kind of fighting bad guys. So it's an adventure game. It's kind of like a horror theme because it's like ghosts and things like that.
Okay.
But it just looks interesting. It's a cooperative game where you're just battling these bad guys on this train.
I've I think I know people who have it, but like I didn't really know anything about it. So it's on a train.
Obviously, I don't know anything about it because I just rambled like some random things.
Well, yeah, some of these games like we don't know everything about, but they sound interesting from the blips that we've read or other things.
I do like the artwork on it too. It looks kind of like old timey. I don't know.
Like the
old timey cartoony kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Number 7.
Yep.
My number 7. I can't even remember any. What does that say? Oh yeah. Is I think it's going to be published by AEG, and it is Guild of Merchant Explorers, and it's kind of like mappy, old style looking, and it kind of seems cool, and it's not a roll and write, it's not a flip and write, it's a flip and build. So you flip out cards, and then you're going to be like building stuff out, and I think you kind of like map out a different trail. I'm just kind of intrigued to see how it works. And I like most of the stuff that AEG is putting out, so they've done really well with all their previous games, pretty much. So I'm like, it's probably gonna be a good quality game.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. So my number 6 is our first crossover, and I already hinted at. That is Wormholes. So, like Allison said, this is a pick up and deliver game, but it's also a network building game. So you are building networks of wormholes, and I know that like you can use other people's wormholes when you do the pick up and deliver, but then you have to pay them for like use of their wormhole. It just seems like a really interesting game where you're going around building up your network of wormholes and then having to do that pick up deliver aspect of it.
I wonder how they're gonna do that with like, are there gonna be separate boards with like tokens that you put down? Are they gonna do something crazy and have like above and below boards? Like,
I have no idea.
We'll find out.
BGG, there's not many pictures.
Yeah,
there's just like
the cover. Yeah,
so,
it's a mystery.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, my number 6 is a game that has technically come out. It came out last year, but the first printing went super quick, and it felt like most of it was only available at cons or something. But anyway, it's a game that has a ton of stuff on it. It's a point salad game, but it looks so pretty that I want to try it. I want to play it, and it is Batoku. I don't even remember who publishes it. I forgot.
I don't follow that stuff.
But it looks gorgeous, like the cover, the pieces, the board. I'm like, this is so beautiful, and it's excuse me. It's a game where you can do a lot of different types of things to try to win the game. So I like that there's different actions available, different strategies, and it's just so gorgeous. I do have some concerns about it with like setup and takedown time, so I'm like, I don't know, but I want to try it. I want to play it. It looks beautiful, Batoku.
Very cool. That one I looked at and thought, oh, that looks interesting, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like the game, but I love how it looks and I like the idea of it, so I want it.
I see. So my number 5 reminds me of a combination of like Funfair with Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Ooh, okay.
At least the looks of it.
Okay.
And that is 10 Penny Parks.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I don't know much about the game, but you have your own personal board. It's kind of polyomino laying where you get different like attractions and you put it down on your board. It looks interesting, and
it's a theme park.
Done. It's a theme park. I know. So I don't know. It just looks cool. I like the theme. Like I said, I like Roller Coaster Tycoon. I like Funfair.
Yeah.
So hopefully this turns out well.
Hopefully. My number 5 is one that was on a list a long time ago, and it's finally coming out this year, obviously, because that's what this list is. And it is Endless Winter. So this is a big box kind of game.
Endless Winter or Endless Waiting?
Endless Waiting. Anyway, I think it's Stan Kordonsky. I could say the name wrong. I can't remember. But he made Rurik, and this game looks really cool, and I like that it has, I don't know, it has amazing art because it's by the Micho, and you can do different things, like different strategies, different boards, different things going on. It seems like a big game, and I'm interested in it. We almost backed it, but we didn't because it is such a big game. We weren't sure if we were going to get it to the table. But I'm still very interested in maybe we'll pick up the retail one, or maybe someone will just let us borrow their copy. I don't know.
It's one of those games where it's like, yeah, we should play it first. Again, it's hard to get big games to the table with what stage of life we're at with like a tiny kid. So
yeah,
it looks cool. It looks interesting. It didn't make my list because it's a Kickstarter, but
it is coming to retail.
Yeah,
but you don't get all the fancy stuff like from the Kickstarter. Anyway, that's my number 5.
So my number 4 is an interesting looking co-op game where you are a bunch of dwarves kind of trapped in your walls, and you have to defend the walls while digging a tunnel out to safety.
Okay, never mind.
And that is the Siege of Rundar.
I thought you were talking about something else.
What?
A Mountain King game. Anyway.
Oh. Well, the Siege of Rundar, it looks really cool. You have... It looks like it's an insert in the box that comes out and it becomes the player board.
Oh yeah, it's like a castle.
Yeah, it's a castle. And then you have to defend this castle from the onslaught of attackers, but to escape and to survive, you have to like dig a tunnel out.
Punch a hole in the box and push your pieces
I don't know how that part works, but in order to win, it's a co-op game, so in order to like win and survive, you have to like get to safety.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's going to have interesting play between, kind of castle defense in the true sense of the word, and kind of like taking your attention away and doing something else to win.
Yeah. And I think it's by the art is from Andrew Bossy, right? I think so.
Don't know.
The cover looks like it. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, artist Andrew Bosley.
I like his art. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is a game with trolls, and you are in a place, and you're trying to get away from all the goblins or whatever. It's Fall of the Mountain King. So it's a prequel to In the Hall of the Mountain King by Burnt Island Games. I really liked In the Hall of the Mountain King. And Fall of the Mountain King, it's basically kind of like the same board area, but it looks different. And what you're doing is you're going around through the tunnels and you're trying to get the... are they goblins? I can't remember what it is.
I think they're goblins, yeah.
The bad ones.
The bad ones are goblins. Yeah, you're dwarves. And you're trying to...
Well, you're trolls.
No, I thought you're dwarves.
No, you're trolls.
I'm pretty sure it's a dwarf.
Trolls. Trolls. They're trolls. Because you have your troll smoot. Trust me. It's a troll smoot.
But I thought...
Trolls. We trolls come home.
Oh.
You're trolls.
I thought you were a dwarf.
No. But anyway.
Oh, I was wrong.
So, you're trying to fight off these goblin things, and it's kind of like a game where you're losing. Like, you're going to lose in the end, but you want to, like, lose the best. Because the goblins are, like, overcoming and everything, so it just gets more and more worse. I don't know how to explain it. But there's a lot of things going on, because you have the board with the goblins invading, but then you have little square cards that you're putting down in, like, different ways to get abilities or tokens of some sort. It just sounds like a cool idea of a puzzle of a game, and that's kind of what Hall of the Mountain King did as well, where it's like a puzzly type of game where you've got different things going on and you want to try to like manage it and like get the best of everything. And it looked really cool. It is a Kickstarter game, but it is coming to retail. We did not back it, so if we do get it, it would be the retail. Well, I backed it for $1 so I could get the game trays for In the Hall of Mountain King. I thought about backing it. I could change my thing. I thought you
backed it, that's why I was just
It made the most sense to back it if you're gonna get it, because you get a bigger like bang for your buck. I don't know, we'll see if we can change that. But that's one that we were supposed to get a prototype copy and try out, but we never got it.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting to back it because I was like, oh well, we'll get to try it first and see how we like it, but it just didn't happen.
I see.
But maybe it's not too late to change my my back. Okay, anyway. Number 3. Let's go.
So, number 3 is a dice upgrading game. that is called Dice Realms.
Oh, okay. That game was supposed to come out forever ago.
Well, it looks like it's coming out soon. I can't remember. I
Knock
forgot
on
to
wood.
write down what days or quarters or
I
whatever
know.
these were supposed to come out.
Well,
I had that in my like original notes, and then I forgot.
I think they had a delay again, so maybe
did they?
yeah.
Oops.
But I mean, I think it should still be this year.
Yeah, I think, was this like supposed to be spring of this year?
No, this was supposed to be
saw?
a couple years ago.
Well, I mean, the last I saw, I think.
Oh yeah,
it was
supposed to be
spring or
nowish.
something.
I think.
Anyway,
It might be summer. I don't know.
Anyway, it looks really cool. You have like these dice with like blank sides on them, and you're able to like push in different like characteristics or
like Dice Forge. Because that has like blank sides.
Yeah, I think it's done differently than Dice Forge, but it's kind of like Dice Forge, where you're upgrading your dice and you're able to put like different characteristics on the different sides, and then I don't know exactly how it works, but like the dice are your realms, and the better your realms are, the more points you get or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But it looks really interesting, especially with like how the dice look.
Yeah.
But
that's cool. I considered that one. It didn't end up making my list, but I'm interested to see how it works.
So yeah, the dice have like this hollow circle, and then you push in this like little token thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wonder how long the pieces will hold up.
I don't know. That's a good question.
All right, my number 3 is a game that was on Kickstarter, but it's definitely going to be available in retail. And it's a lighter type of game. I think it's probably more akin to like a gateway game-ish, Gateway Plus. And it was completely adorable, and I really wanted to back it, but I didn't. But it will be coming to retail, and it has dragons.
Oh.
And that is Flamecraft. I don't know if it's a game that I will love. I'll probably like it even more because of how it looks and the feel of it. But I don't even remember what all you do, but like there's different pathways to go around and different like cards that you can earn, and like all the dragons are like they're like shop owners. Like here's this bread dragon, and he like flames the ovens in order to cook the bread, and it just everything about it looks adorable. And they have, I don't know if the retail will have like the minis, and they even had like stuff. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. That's the Kickstarter stuff, but it sounded cute. It looked adorable. I don't know if we'll actually get it, but it'd be awesome to be able to try it.
Yeah, it looked interesting. My biggest concern was like the gameplay. If it was too easy, I don't know. There's so many games out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, that look really cute but have like little gameplay to it. And that's something that just kind of puts me off of games.
I think it'll be good. It'll just be more of like a lighter game.
Yeah. We'll see. It looked interesting though. I did like the dragons and thought it was a really interesting concept. Like you said, they all have their different professions and use their flame in different ways to like complete the anyway. So my number 2 is a interesting game in my opinion. It's a 1 to 4 player game. It's kind of cooperative, at least at the beginning, but there's only going to be one winner, and that is Terracotta Army.
Okay.
So you're all working together to gather resources and build up the Terracotta Army that's supposed to protect the emperor that like just passed away or whatever. There's like a bit of area control where depending on like what type of terracotta like soldier you build, will score you different points, and what type of resources you're gathering are gonna like score you different points. And so you're working together to build out this army, but then like what you build and where you build it can like, and like how many you build, I guess, can influence the scoring. So there's that area control aspect of like, if I build it over here, I might score because I have whatever that needs to meet that requirement or whatever. So it just looks really interesting to me.
I've heard of it. I knew of the cover, but I didn't really know much about it. But yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so my number 2 is technically from 2 different things, but I combined it into one because I could. And they're expansions.
Okay.
It's my list, I can say. They are expansions, and it is the expansions for Viscounts of the West Kingdom and Architects of the West Kingdom. So Viscounts is the Gates of Gold and Keeper of Keys, and then the Architect expansion is the Works of Wonder. So yeah, they were Kickstarters, but the way that they run their stuff, it's basically like a pre-order. So anything that you get from Kickstarter, you can get retail. So those are both coming out this year, different times. But I'm really interested because I love the West Kingdom games. Everybody knows I love the West Kingdom games. But I am excited to try out the new expansion for Architects of the West Kingdom and see how those Works of Wonder changes some things. And then with Viscounts, it doesn't have any current expansions, so these are the expansions for the game. And I love Viscounts a lot, so it's like, okay, what else is going to be added? How is this going to change? And I think one of the expansions makes your board a little bit more resource friendly. Or like, I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's double layered or just has like some holes cut out into it so things can sit better. I don't think it changes the game a ton. I think it adds a few like tweaks and some different options, like most of the games do, like with how they do their expansions, where it doesn't change the game, but it adds like a couple things here and there or a few tweaks just to have like more stuff going on.
Yeah, I really like how they did the Architects expansion or expansions.
Well, we have the Age of Artisans.
The Age of Artisans. Oh, I guess I was thinking of Tome Saga, which adds a little bit as well. Well, adds more. Doesn't really add much. Anyway, I do like the Age of Artisans and how they
built on the game.
Yeah, built on the game and did it in a very kind of common sense way. I don't know. It just, it felt like it was part of the game that was always supposed to be part of the game, but didn't feel like I was gypped out of part of the game because that wasn't included in the base game.
And I feel like that's how like Garfield expansions seem to work. So it's like, oh, I'm just excited to see like what else that we're going to be adding to a game I already like.
And I think they add it very well.
So we'll see.
For me personally, I'm more excited about the
playmat.
No.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking Age of Artisans.
Architects
of the West Kingdom expansion. Thank you. Just because I like that one the most out of all three of those. But I do like Viscounts a lot, so I'm interested in seeing what that adds.
Yeah, so I put those at my number 2 because they're all expansions, so together they can count as a game, even though they're 2 different games. Anyway, there you go.
Anyway, so number 1 is another crossover.
Oh, okay. Okay. I have a guess, but...
What's your guess?
Does it start with a G?
Well, it starts with the...
Whatever.
And then the second word is
okay,
G.
fine. Go ahead and you say
it. So, Alison talked about this game. It is sort of a flip and write.
Flip and build.
But yes, it is a flip and build. So it is the Guild of Merchant Explorers. Like Alison said, you flip over a card, and then you put, as far as I understand it, you put like cubes on your map, and you're exploring the map. And some cards, I guess, allow you to build cities and stuff, or you somehow build up to building cities. At the end of the round, if you haven't built a city, you clear all the cubes and you start back where your other city. But if you built another city, you can start exploring from that other city. So you go around the map trying to build these cities and trying to expand your empire. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. Just curious to see how the gameplay actually turns out. I'm really excited for it.
I'm surprised that I haven't seen anything else about it recently. Like, I feel like last year we were hearing about it, and then it's like dead silence. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be one of those. It's like, it's here, and you're like, oh yay!
Just surprise!
Go get it! Surprise! Okay, so my number 1 is a game that was on Kickstarter, but it is going to be available in retail this year, and it's one that I've been excited for like 2 years. And it's a very stunning looking game with lots of cool colors and artwork and pieces. And it is a bag builder / combat game in a way. And that is Wonderland's War. from Druid City Games and Skybound Games. I want this game so bad. We did back the Kickstarter, so we have all the fancy things coming. I went all in on this one because like people love Quacks of Quedlinburg and they like talk about it all the time, and like I've played it online a couple times and I'm like, it's good, but when I heard about Wonderland Zor, I'm like, that seems more like what I would like, where it is Quacks of Quedlinburg with drawing out things, but like you're going against each other in different realms in Wonderland. And there's also other parts going on with the game besides just the draw of things. Like you have your own player abilities. You are going around the tea party to collect different cards, and there's different like specialized like friends who can help you. So it's like area control, bag building, and just I want it. I need it. It's supposed to come next month, maybe. By the end of next month. But I don't know.
Probably the month after.
It could be March. It could be April. I don't know. But I've been waiting so long for this game, and I can't wait for it. It's my number one. I need it. Please send it to me. I might get to play it at Dice Tower What?
Oh, nice.
Maybe. Anyway, that's my game.
So that was our top 10 games that we're anticipating that are coming out this year / were kickstarted and coming out this year.
That you can buy in retail.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
I have one.
Okay.
Because it may not end up coming out this year, so I wasn't sure about putting it on my list. It was supposed to be out now-ish, but it might be the end of the year or beginning of next, who knows. And it is Mistwood and New Leaf, the expansions for Everdell.
Oh.
So those are going to be the last expansions for Everdell, like getting like the complete collection. They're supposed to be like solo mode 1.5, which I'm really interested about. And it's just Everdell, and that's like one of my top games. So I'm like, I can't wait for them. I just don't know if they're coming out this year, so I didn't put on my list.
Interesting. I'm excited for those as well, Yay. Just because I do like Everdell and seeing the different expansions. So I have 3 honorable mentions. First one is Libertalia.
Oh, well, yeah.
We didn't explain this, but we did get a pre-order of not a pre-order, a review copy of Libertalia. So we already have it. We've already been able to play it. That would have been on my list had we not already played it. Anyway, we'll have a review of that soon. Next one is Welcome to the Moon. This is a roll and rate. It's a successor of Welcome to. It looked pretty interesting.
I think, it's out now.
Is it out now?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it came out now or if it was coming out later.
Now or never. Anyway.
And then my last game, I wasn't sure if this was officially coming to retail. This was announced last year at Essen.
That's a lot of games. Okay.
It doesn't have a name yet.
Wait, what?
Doesn't have a name yet. It was announced last year, and it's supposed to be available this year at Essen.
But it doesn't have a name?
Doesn't have a name.
Okay, then I don't...
It is a successor of the King of Tokyo and King of New York. So they're going to have another King of game.
Oh.
Which...
I did not know.
The picture that I saw looked pretty interesting. They had like a big monster, and then they had a lot of like little monster tokens kind of surrounding it.
Huh, okay.
I like the King of Tokyo game. We had it for a long time, ended up giving it to a friend. So I'm just kind of interested in seeing how they implement that in another sequel to King of Tokyo and King of New York.
That's cool.
Yeah.
King of something.
King of something is coming sometime during Essen.
From somewhere.
But I don't know if that's going to be available just at Essen or if it's going to be retail around that time or not. So I don't know if that's coming this year or not.
So those are our honorable mentions. I know there's other games that probably could have been on a list, or maybe we just aren't aware of, because it's kind of hard to find games that are coming out in 2022. It's just little bits of pieces everywhere, and there's some games you don't hear about until like, bam, here you go get it. Like,
well, that, and then I think with shipping, everybody's like, oh wait, this was supposed to come out last year, but now it's coming out this year, or who knows if we're gonna come out this year because of shipping stuff. So
yeah. So it's like if I had made this, if we did this list last year, there's a few that would have been on here last year because they were supposed to come out, but they haven't. So yeah, it's kind of crazy with shipping and really all that.
So don't add us if we're wrong. Actually, at her because she's the only one with social media.
Yep. But anyway, so that's our list of top 10-ish anticipated games coming out. Let us know what some of your anticipated games are, whether they're Kickstarter coming to you this year or if they're just straight retail, like what you did. Good job. As far as we know.
As far as I know, I was pretty thorough. Like I Googled the name of the game and put Kickstarter, and I didn't find a Kickstarter page for a lot of these.
But maybe we'll do a Kickstarter one. Like I know I've got a list that I haven't.
Well, there's some like anticipated coming to Kickstarter,
like launching this year. Yeah, we might do that one as a top 10 list too.
Yeah.
But yeah, please let us know if there's games that you're looking forward to that we should know about because we love games. So please tell us about the ones that you're looking forward to. But yeah, we're also on Instagram at Better Half Reviews. If you want to check out that, we have cool pictures and posts about what we're playing and doing.
And if you want to find out more about Libertalia before that comes out, pre-orders start in March.
Yeah, like in a couple days.
Yeah. So
our review will come out very soon.
Yeah, look for a review. Be sure to subscribe so you get notifications about that.
All right, I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce, and we're Better Half Reviews.
Happy gaming.
Have fun. You're spatial.
Spatial awareness, dude. Ooh.
Awkward. Ooh. Space.
The final frontier. Ooh, caviar. Not to be confused with caviar. Okay.
I'll go first for the evens, you go first for the odds. And then every third one will switch.
No. Yeah, we need to film that. Characters, downloads, emails.
Your face.
Let's do what we're actually supposed to do and talk about games.
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 Okay.
Gams. Ew. Okay. Anyway.
Like, this is gonna just keep going if I don't stop this now.
Yep.